So they want us to write each product as a power. A power was this thing, 2 to the third. So I'm going to look at this, and I have 4. 4 is my base. How many times is 4 repeated? Silent hand. Cordelia. 5. So this 5 becomes the exponent. It's a baby 5 at the top. 4 to the 5th is your power. The base is 4. The exponent is 5. Notice there's dots in between. What do those dots mean? Corbin. It's timesing, just the same as the x. You'll see more of the dots in 7th and 8th grade than you will the x's, so we're just kind of gently transitioning to that. Let's make a power out of 12 times 12 times 12. Who can help me? What's the exponent? 1 hand, 2 hands, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Reese. It's 3 exponent. Awesome. You try these next two. Sorry, is that mine? I thought it was in silent. Okay. Mr. McAtee, you get a detention. Your phone's in the office. Your parents need to come pick it up. Mom, can you pick up my phone? That'd be awkward. Shit. Oh yeah, dang it. There you go. You try. Voice off. 1 and 2 are on your own. Go ahead and mark it down in 30 seconds.
Can you try and give the answer?
Do the answer. You're gonna put the as a power. The question was to write each product as a power. So put 6 to the some power, 15 to some power. You should have a base and an exponent. I know you're done because your pencil's down and your track. Good, 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 good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tesla, can you give me the power of number 1? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That works. What about number 2, Logan?
15 fourths?
To the 4th power. 15 fourths is how you say a fraction.
Oh.
So you could either say it's 15 to the 4th or 15 with a power of 4. 15 to the 4th or 6 to the 6th, 12 to the 3rd. That's how we phrase it. Yeah.
We're not answering the question.
You don't need an answer. No, I just want to make a power. Okay. So for example 2, underline value. Your question is different. Find the value of each power. When it says value, they want the answer. They want a whole number. So let's take 7 to the 2nd and multiply it 2 times. Well, 7 times 7 is what? Silent hands. Daniel. You. Ooh, close. 7 plus 7 is 14. Try 7 times 7. You got it, Chad?
49.
Yeah, and this is positive. They're both positive numbers. What about 5 to the 3rd? This is a little trickier. Jot at the top, 5 times 5 times 5. When you have, I'll do this one, then you can do you try. When you have 3 numbers that are multiplied, it's easiest to go step by step. Start with 2 of them. 5 times 5 is what, whole class? 5 times 5 is? 5 times 5 is 25. So start there, and then watch what I do with my work. I'm connecting the 5 to the 25. Now I have 25 times 5. I had 5 times 5 to be 25, and then I need to do 25 times 5. If you don't know that, mentally show some scratch work. Raise your hand when you have it. Liliana. Close. We're going to do 5 times 5 is 25, and then 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2. What would go here, Liliana? I'll give you some time to think. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 would be what? 135? You got it? You're 1. Oh, this is how we get better at math, so I'm going to stay with you, Liliana. 5 times 2 is 10, add 2 to that. It's not going to be 13, but you got it. 5 times 2 plus 2. 10, 11. That's 10 plus 2. You got it. Yeah. So 125 is your answer. You're going to notice, you guys, when I call on you and you make a blunder, we're not going to laugh. We're not going to like just go to the next person. How we get better at math is making mistakes. I'm expecting to make mistakes. I respect mistakes and we inspect them. So that process is really natural in math and it's how we learn. 125 should be your answer. All numbers are positive. You try. Just try to get through 3. If you can do all 4, that's fine. Yeah, 18 times 18 is a little tricky. 18 times 18. I'll give you 30 seconds. Finish as much as you can. It's okay if you're not done. Hmm. Hmm. 6 to the third, I'm thinking 6 times 6. What's the answer? And then I'm multiplying that by 6. 9 to the second is just 9. Is it without 3? This? Oh, wait. It's 9 times 8. Not 9 times 2. Not 9 times 2. 9 times 9. Yeah, got it. You did the other one mentally. If you're not quite done, that's fine. Just look on the board. I have 6 to the third power. What did I do wrong if my answer is 18? This is my favorite no I saw in a few papers. Why is that incorrect? Nora. Yeah, this is not 6 times 3. This is 6 times 6 times 6. So you need to write it out. And if you have more than an exponent of 2, I want you to show your work like this. We're going to multiply 6 times 6. That's 36. Then multiply 36 times 6. That's your answer. Two 16 should be the answer for 3. Number 4 is not 9 times 2. The answer is not 18. What is the answer for 4? I'll take a hand. Aiden. 9 times 9 is 81. What about 3 to the 4th? This one's a little more challenging. Colton, sorry.
3 to the 4th power, so 3 times 3.
If this isn't on your paper, write it now. Board the paper, even if you were done but you got it wrong. Fix it. So what'd you do first, Colton?
I did 3 times 3.
Got it.
9, and then 3 times 3 is 9.
Oh, did you work your way like this?
Yeah.
That's okay. You can, you can do that. You could have also done this. 9 times 3 is 27, and then 27 times 3 is 81. I would have to show work. Mr. McAtee doesn't have his 27s memorized. The way Colton did it was 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 3 is 9, and then he multiplied that together. Questions on that process? Okay, that's your answer. And 18 squared, anyone already do 18 times 18? If not, let's just jot down the answer from our teammate Cordelia. What'd you get? 1584? 1584? Agree with that? That's a big number. 1584? Is that really it? 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 6 is 14. I think it's going to be a little bit smaller. Maybe. Is it it? 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 1 is 1. Yeah, it should be 324. Check your work. It's okay. If you made a blunder, that is perfect. Check your work and see if that matches what I just did. Okay? Time check. Alright, we're not going to have time for a sprint, but we will have time for a partner work. Example 3. Exponents with negatives, our final example. I might want to change this, but we'll roll with it. I want you to look at A and compare it with this. What is the difference between the first one and the second one? Get ready to talk to your partner. What's the difference between this and this? Go. And what might that change about it? If you've already answered it, what might be different? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll perfect turn and talk procedure later this week, early next week. For now, just know when I say turn and talk, I mean actually talk. If you're just sitting there, you're not helping your team. What's the difference between these two? There's an obvious difference, and then I want to kind of dive into what might that change. Daniel. The parentheses is around A, right? And this is a huge difference. When you have exponents, you need to look at parentheses. When I have negative 2 to the second, this is like writing negative 2 times negative 2. What's the answer, Daniel? Same good, different bad? It's positive 4. Okay, circle it, write that. When you have an exponent with the negative not in parentheses, this is not negative 5 times negative 5. This is 5 squared, which is 5 times 5. Okay. This is not the negative squared. The negative does not get squared. It does not get multiplied. Instead, it just attaches on to one of the numbers. So you have a 5 times 5, which is 25, and that negative gets placed on the answer. Yeah.
So it's basically like it would be 5 times 5, which is 25, and just bring the negative dash down to the 25.
That's what you do. Perfect. Yep. One last example. If you have negative 4 and it's in parentheses, do I include that with all of my numbers?
No.
Silent yes, silent no. If it's in parentheses, you include it. Yeah, silent yes is what I should see. So let's multiply it. And how many times do I multiply it, Tessa? 3 times. Watch what happens. Prediction. Is the answer going to be negative or positive? Thumb up if you think it's positive. Thumb down if it's negative. Ooh, we have some controversy. Don't change your answer if you think it's positive versus negative. Ooh, okay. Hands down. Let's see. I have a few in row 4 who think it's negative. You're going out on a branch, and we'll see. Taking a risk. Negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16, correct? Okay. 16 times negative 4, is that going to give me a positive answer?
No.
Daniel?
No.
It is negative. If you have an odd exponent, and a negative number, the answer will be negative.
What?
That is why when you get your partner work and your homework and you're like rushing through this, I do not want to see an answer here that's negative 25 without this work. You need to show your work and expand out multiplication. What is 16 times 4? Anyone get that? Jot it down, do some scratch work. I have 1 hand, 2 hands, 3, 4, 5. If you're not quite done, we'll go with Lauren and then you can check. I think that's right. Okay. Be very, very careful when you get exponents and you have parentheses or no parentheses. That will change the whole answer. We're going to skip the you try section for now because you'll try with your partner. Important, if a power has a negative inside parentheses, like this, negative 2 to the second. The parentheses is stuck with every number, so it becomes positive or negative? It's positive. Negative 2 times negative 2, whoops, On your answers, I should see, or on your homework, I should see this. -2 times -2 is 4.
Maybe just a multiplication thing like an x.
Yeah, that's fine. X or dots are accepted. If a power has a negative outside parentheses, wait, let me see. Hold up. Mr. McAtee has notes. Yeah, outside. Or there just aren't any parentheses, the number is detached from the negative when multiplied. If it's -2 to the second, this is 2 times 2, and then the negative gets dropped in the answer. If there are an odd number of negative numbers multiplied, the answer is always negative. Last example would be -2. Inside parentheses to the third, that is an odd number exponent, so you know the answer should be negative. What is -2 to the third? Raise your hand when you have the answer. You can write that down and work it out step by step, just like you'll be doing on 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Corbin, what's your answer? You got it.
Are we doing this?
Take out a piece of scratch paper. While you're doing scratch paper, I will make sure we get through one more railroad, and then we'll have 10 minutes with the partner. Your scratch paper is on your desk, and we'll set it up organized before you start. Yeah, lined paper, scratch paper. If you guys have like paper that's just blank and you're using it because you don't want to go buy lined paper, I'll accept like a blank white paper. But lined paper is fine. Jameson's gone. Corbin, you're here. This person would be a dog. They like surfing behind a boat.